Hello, everybody. This is Heather Siddig Jackson, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Relola. And I'm joined here today with Lucy O'Melveny, who is our communications coordinator and also works alongside agents in helping make sure that they are very productive with their Relola accounts. So she is an expert. Welcome, Lucy.
Thank you, Heather. I'm happy to be here.
It's great to have you. We're going to walk you through some of the tips and tricks that help agents leverage their market expertise with Relola tools. And hopefully you'll take away some valuable information today. I would recommend taking notes if you can, but also don't worry if you don't have a pen and paper or you're in your car. This webinar will be available to you, and Lucy will actually email it to all of the attendees. So you can catch up that way or just take a few notes along the road here with us.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll jump in and we're going to start with just kind of an overview about why I created Relola as a need that I saw for us agents out in the field. So there's some stats that are really compelling that you may or may not be aware of, but 92% of house hunters actually find their house online by themselves. So while they may end up working with you or working with an agent to write an offer, normally when somebody finds the house they're going to buy, they find it by themselves. Their agent actually doesn't bring it to them, which is compelling. So my question is, where were you? Why weren't you part of that? The other thing that we know from research done by the National Association of Realtors is that people spend 7 months searching for homes online before they even connect with an agent. This is really, really interesting because we have this opportunity now to close that gap and to hopefully during that period of 7 months reach out and connect with home buyers and home shoppers before they reach out to somebody else. So we've come up with some strategies to make sure that you get to do that, which is cool. You're seeing it work, right, Lucy?
Yes, I am. It's very exciting to watch it work. We have some good before and afters coming down the line of seeing agents' progress and how it's really helping them. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So while people are looking online and searching for homes, they have tons and tons of questions about the homes that they see. But because they're out there alone on the internet, they have nobody to help them find the answers. This is what perked up my idea for Relola, because by providing these answers for people and giving them more information than exists in the MLS, we as agents have this opportunity to stand out and validate our expertise and provide really valuable information at the time and place that people need it most. All right, let's keep going, Lucy. So here's the thing. All along, you have been missing. You haven't been there online with these people as we learned that agents on average show 25 homes per month. Either they show them or they tour them, and most of those homes they don't actually sell. What this means is that you have built up a huge amount of knowledge about listings on the market and you haven't been able to leverage that. Now, many of you are already using Relola and leveraging it today, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking to the choir here, but what I want you to do is learn from this webinar how to best leverage that information and how to make it get the broadest reach so that you are time and time again showcased as a local market expert. All right. Oh, I also meant to say earlier, and I'm sorry, we will be answering questions at the end, right, Lucy?
Oh, yes, yes.
You'll probably have questions for us, so feel free to ask them at the end, and we will make sure to respond. Relola allows agents to share their local expertise next to listing information online when it's needed most. All right, so you're going to know things that people don't know, and we want to give you a way to share that information. In the sea of agents out there, how does somebody know that you are the one for them?
It's a great question. How do you stand apart?
Well, you can comment on Imelda Marcos's closet, or you can point out attributes of the property that aren't described in the MLS, like the last slide where we learned that that house was 2 blocks from the beach.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, so now that you have Relola, you can stand out online where people are already looking for more information about homes for sale. And the thing is that's cool is you can do this in a variety of ways. The tool is really flexible. So you can actually embed Relola so that it stands out next to your listings in a listing search on your website. I know that we have some agents who are joining us today. Hi, Rich Blessing, who actually are doing this and finding great results with it. And the other thing is when your insights are standing out next to listing details, it's showcasing you as the expert, giving more information than the MLS is providing. The other thing, though, that I love, that I think is very compelling, is that when you share an insight with Relola, which you can do on your mobile device or you can do it from your computer, whatever works for you, you can set it up so that it's automatically reaching your social channels. Lucy, can you remind me what social channels agents are sharing their insights with?
So we have agents sharing to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, which is we recommend sharing to all 3 because now your insights and your listing are in 3 places at the same time. You're reaching 3 times as many people as you'd be reaching if you were just relying on one platform, or if you're relying on home buyers being able to find your website. Now you're expanding your digital footprint and giving home buyers and sellers much more of an opportunity to find you.
Okay, great. Oh, Rich, hi, there you are. Yeah, so with the first thing you need to do to get going, if you haven't done this already, is set up your Relola profile. This is where we keep your map that you can always reference to see how you're standing out on in your market on a map. Also, you'll upload your very handsome profile picture. And the nice thing about this is you can change it anytime you want. This picture that you include will be associated with all of those social posts that you put out there. So make it a nice one. And then the other thing is make sure that you include all of your contact information when you set up your profile, because these are the secret links that enable you to share socially when you automatically boost your insight when you complete it. So you're going to want to make sure to include your link for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and if you're using Google+, go ahead and add that. It's not something that we're pushing insights to today, but it is coming very, very soon. So make sure to go ahead and get that set up. And one of the great things that if you've been using Relola for a while, you know that we're constantly adding more and more functionality and new features. So these perks just keep coming. In fact, as our communications coordinator, Lucy, do you have any tips for how agents can stay on top of the new features that come out?
Yes, so I definitely recommend subscribing to our blog because we have weekly blog posts and those will often hit on any new features that we have. Also, you can opt into our mailing list. I will be sure to include a link to that in this follow-up email to all of our attendees. And by opting in, you'll be up to date with the latest Relola features. We send out an email whenever we have a new release. So be sure to opt into those emails so that you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest Relola news.
Great, thank you so much. One of our most recent releases, I know, was our Android app.
Yes,
right?
Android app was released last week. So for all of our Android users, your time has finally come. You can now write your expert insights on the go. It's very exciting.
Okay, great. So now that your profile is set up, you're ready to rock and roll. The first thing that you should do if you're an agent, period, forget about Relola, you need to create a business Facebook page. I was actually at the headquarters of Facebook this week meeting with their real estate department. They actually now have a team that's dedicated to supporting the real estate industry. And I was learning about all of the great things they're doing to put in algorithms that will help us reach exactly the targeted market that you want to be in front of. So a great tool for every agent is a Facebook business page. It's free, so make sure you take advantage of this and set it up. Once you've set up your Facebook business page, your insights that you share with Relola will automatically populate there, keeping you front and center, demonstrating your local market expertise. This is fantastic because you're creating socially shareable content that's being shared everywhere and is also validating you as an expert in the field. Now, the reason we wanted to share this image of Alex Cash's Facebook business page, big shout out to Alex if you're attending, hi, is because Alex just started using Relola, I think about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
maybe
she's pretty new.
Yeah, she's a new user of Relola. She's a superstar agent, and you can see that she has already started to put herself on the map in her area in Florida where she works. This is cool. Gosh, there's so many lakes there. That's cool. This must be all lakefront properties. So Alex is off to a great start. This map and the listings that she's toured are showing on her Facebook business page. Now, Lucy, you're going to take us and show us what's going on with Stephanie, right? Tell us about Stephanie.
So Stephanie is one of our more active agents, and also she's been with Relola, since the beginning. So she's had time to really populate her map. But if you take a look at that, particularly in the Mission District in San Francisco, look at how many listings she has toured and written expert insights for. So if she were to take this to a listing appointment in the Mission District, she could show that she really knows that neighborhood. Alternatively, if some home buyers come to her, say they're looking for an agent to help them find a place in the Mission District, once again, she takes her map and she shows them this map, shows them, demonstrates that she really is that local market expert, that she has a deep knowledge of the neighborhood and the real estate in that neighborhood, and why wouldn't you choose her to work with?
I totally agree. It's really powerful. So and if this is just a screenshot, but if you're actually visiting this live, you can dive in and open up the insights from the map.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? One of the things that I really love is that it is so compelling. This is an area that she's an expert. So please, when you're sharing your insights, if there's an area that you want to be the agent who dominates that area, make sure that you're sharing insights for the new listings that come up so you can have a map like this that Stephanie has.
Exactly.
Okay. Here are some of our first tips for you. So one of the nice things about Relola is it enables you to set yourself and to strive to make more money. I mean, why not? You're already doing the work. So if you're going to do the same amount of work, you might as well make more money for the work that you're doing. So we recommend that when you're sharing insights about property, go ahead and make sure that you're including the properties that are priced in a higher price range than your average sale last year. It's a really simple way to immediately validate that you are an expert in that price range, and that simply converts to more commission when you start selling those properties.
Exactly.
And we've seen that work really well.
We really have.
I think Daniela started getting
Daniela, one of our agents in South Carolina. She had a listing in, I think it was around 300,000, and was writing her expert insights in a much higher price range. And the next listing she had on Relola was 500,000. So
it's almost double.
Yeah. So it really works.
Yes, and another tip that is similar is go ahead and follow the leader. So in every market, there's that agent that we all secretly aspire to be who's kind of killing it.
Sure.
Yeah, so what we recommend is, and what we've seen work for agents using Relola, is to go ahead and share insights about the listings for that leading agent in your market. This is a way to associate yourself with the creme de la creme of listings and be constantly found as the agent who's a go-to for that market. So those two things will help you increase your price point and increase your commissions. The next tip is going to really increase your user engagement. I know that you're probably like me, and you scan the internet, and you probably stop when you see a picture that stands out to you rather than just words. People are becoming increasingly lazy about reading, and they're very much engaging with images. So we like to couple those two by giving context that's written, because that's really a good way to describe certain features and get a certain point across, but also to include additional photos because that's kind of the eye candy that really resonates with buyers and sellers. So Lucy, I know you've been doing a lot of research and studying the trends and what people are looking at picture-wise, and you've been watching the clicks, and you've been seeing where people are clicking the most and what's driving the most traffic.
Yes.
So what have you discovered? What pictures would you say an agent has to include if they want to absolutely just make sure people are following their content?
I would say top 3 are kitchen, master bath, and backyard. Everybody loves that beautiful view, that beautiful master bathroom, or, you know, even that kitchen, like picturing yourself cooking on that beautiful stove, or, you know, eating breakfast overlooking, you know, the ocean, if you were all so lucky.
I would like to just eat breakfast, let alone look at the ocean. That's great.
But really, you want to strive. I kind of like to think about what would catch my eye if I was scrolling through Instagram, for example. You know, those photos that really stand out and beautiful and just make you kind of stop and think like, oh, I wish, you know, I wish I could be there, or, you know, maybe that home seems like it could be a great fit for me or my family, etc. You know, really kind of put yourself in the buyer's shoes and think about what would appeal to them.
Okay, that's great. You know, just a little tidbit. I was at Inman last week and I met an agent from South Carolina, and she showed me this photo that she took at a house. So the photo was a photo of a room that was the dog room. And okay, that sounds kind of like, oh, that's just a room full of dogs, but or like dog wallpaper or something like that. But no, this was amazing. It was like an architectural digest kind of like cabinetry and plush bedding and wood floor, and like, I mean, it was just so beautiful with a tile backsplash for the whole room because, you know, dogs.
Yes, of course.
But in addition to that, there was this built-in kind of raised little counter that had 3 inset stainless steel dog bowls. So the room was like so super duper tricked out. Okay, I'm sorry I'm telling this story, but I think it matters because I said to this agent, I'm like, that is exactly the kind of extra photo that you should share with Relola. Yeah. So we went and we looked at the MLS pictures. I was like, let's just check this house out and see what's in the MLS, like what's showing up today. So we looked, and that room was not there, not at all. And so I told her, I was like, this is your perfect opportunity to share this image, like do your insight with Relola, which she of course did, and then share this image and use that as your first image so that when you're socially sharing, you can reference that and say, you don't want it to show the picture because it's going to show probably like the main front of the house picture, but in the social share, say something like, you won't believe the dog room in this house. Can you believe this, right? So when you share that, just that alone, and then people know they're going to find that image in there, they will. You can't not open that. Like I would have to open that.
I know, you have 3 dogs.
I have 3 dogs, yeah. It's like it was custom made for me.
Yes, but Heather brings up a good point. That kind of hook that you put in when you're sharing to social really draws them in. So, you know, they have the photo of the house, but include something that they might see or might not otherwise know and kind of draw them in with that little tidbit of extra information.
Yeah. So then the other thing, so now that we've kind of covered photos, yes, and I think we've already looked at some maps here, but again, like put yourself on the map and make sure that you stand out where you want to be working. And then the other and last tip that we're going to share right now is when you automatically, if you're set up properly with Relola and you've set everything up in your profile the way we discussed, then all of your insights will boost to your social media. Make sure you go into your Facebook business page and take the extra step to boost to a targeted audience. We'll get into how that works in just a minute. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is how to craft your insights. It's one thing to just spill out a bunch of information, but it's another thing to be thoughtful about what you're crafting and what that message is that you're creating. Because this is your brand, right?
It is. Yeah, you want to set your tone.
Well, yeah, so I mean, while we're sharing content about a listing, the way that we share that content can actually also enhance who we are and what our brand is and what type of agent you are.
Yep.
All right, so let's walk through some of the most important questions that the Insight has. Again, I think we touched on this, but you can create your insights on your desktop, or you can do it from your mobile device, whether it's Android or iOS. And if you're using a mobile and you're doing this in the field, we've gone ahead and made it really simple for you so that you can actually just speak into your phone and it will take your insight for you. So you don't even have to type if you're lazy like I am. And if you are not, the world, if you didn't win the spelling bee when you were 12, don't worry, we have autocorrect in all of our forms. So we want to make sure that you stand out and you look awesome. All right, so the first question that is asked is for the short description of the property, or your insight for the property, kind of like an overall impression that you can take away. And so I think this is a great place to kind of set yourself apart and help. I would start like the dreaming process here. So
I like that, the dreaming process.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I like to kind of make people imagine like the experience that they can have. So I would say exactly that, like imagine having dinner parties in the giant backyard. This property is primed for entertaining.
Yes.
Right. Now I want to get into it. I want to go to the next question. So what do you love about the listing? You can even just start with that question. I love the floor plan and the way it flows. It's wonderful that you can be cooking and also seeing, like enjoying the fireplace due to the open floor plan. Just something that's like an experience. I mean, for me, that's what I would do because I'm kind of like a lifestylist. That's how I look at things. You might say, I love the fact, somebody else might say, I love the fact that this is a duplex and you can earn enough income off of renting out the unit next to yours so that you can afford to live in this absolutely awesome community that's otherwise really out of reach for most people. Yeah. So you can come at it, if you're kind of more of the strategic finance kind of agent, go for it. You can make those comments.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Insight form is you really, we have these questions, but you really have the freedom to establish who you are as an agent and kind of give home buyers and sellers a real idea of who you are and what it would be like to work with you through this Insight.
Okay, so you're not an agent, Lucy, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, boy.
So you have an imaginary listing in your head right now. Okay. What would you change if you could? What is this question about?
Okay. Well, when I look at this question, I kind of see, what I like about the house, what's great about it, but what could make it just that much better. So like Heather, I'm really into big open floor plans and, everything flowing really nicely. So for example, I would say, love the floor plan of this house, but if I could, I would knock down the wall between the dining room and the kitchen to open it up and bring more light into the area.
Yeah, that's great. I think what that does and what this question really can be used for is to help highlight not only your expertise as an agent, but the value you bring.
Yeah.
Right? Because as agents, we see hundreds, if not thousands of properties, and we see what works and what doesn't. So we really do have a much greater perspective and resource library of to how to improve the architecture or the style or something about a property. I might add skylights, for example.
That's a good one.
And then we ask about the neighborhood, and there's something I want to say here that's important. Make sure when you comment about the neighborhood that you actually say what the neighborhood is, okay? This is a tip, and I don't think it's actually in the slide, so write this one down. Say what neighborhood you're in. The reason you're going to do this, especially if this is a neighborhood that you really want to work and be one of the prime agents for, you are establishing an SEO trail that leads to you with that neighborhood word. Does that make sense? So if you say what the neighborhood is, you could basically tag your insight to that neighborhood, connecting you and that neighborhood forever. Sorry, we have some kind of drilling going on in the building next door, so hopefully it's not too loud for our guests. So, for example, there's a neighborhood here called Rockridge. So I would say, I love, this house is located in Rockridge, which is so convenient for anyone who needs to take BART into the city to commute for work. Also, my favorite coffee shop is on the corner, and so you might find me there on Saturday mornings reading the paper. That's like, also it gives a little bit about me or you. I would probably say something like, great dog park, see you there. All right, so that's how you craft the insights so that they are about the property, but also give some insight into who you are and how great it would be to work with you. Once you've created the insight, you're going to see what it looks like and what you've said. All of this can be emailed and shared on Facebook instantly from Relola. I already will have instantly populated to your LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook once you have this set up properly, which hopefully you do. And then you can just see here how it displays the overall impressions, features, opportunities, and neighborhood content that you've shared. If you've already been using Relola, you know that we do ask a few more questions. We have you tag attributes to the property. Again, tagging is really good for what?
SEO.
Yay, SEO.
SEO.
And
that'll be another webinar topic.
We will, yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, gosh, we're just seeing agents who have their Facebook business page tricked out with their Relola map and insights are seeing their Facebook business page pop to the absolute top of social searches and Google searches. So that's something to note. You're really setting yourself up for success when you're doing this. But with the other point I want to say here is that we do ask questions in the insight form that are not, the answers aren't publicly displayed. They're specially saved for the listing agent. Yes, yeah, true. So you've probably come across those. All right.
Ooh, the social solution.
Oh, I love this part.
It's really fun.
Okay, so here you go. You can see the green form is the bottom of the insight form. When you've completed your remarks, you've added your photos, then you can say something in that about the property, like I'm available to show this home today. That's a really good call to action. And then you can click the Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn boxes to make sure that you are pushing your insight through your social network, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Lucy, tell us, what is this that we see here?
So this is an example of one of our agents' business Facebook page, Christine. She, this home that you see right here was one of her insights that she wrote on Relola, so that's how it shows up in her newsfeed as a post. So this is different from the widgets, which is, the map and the insights that we talked about earlier and we'll touch on again. But this is what it shows up when you just share to Facebook. So you can see she put in preview this picture perfect home. So this is her little tidbit that she's, trying to draw you in with her call to action. She put her phone number so that you know to contact her to learn more about this beautiful
Yeah, that's
home.
great. That's an excellent post. Yeah. Good example.
Yeah. Christine's one of our
and it's on Glimmer Glass Circle. Who wouldn't want to see that? Oh, look. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I haven't actually looked at this, but now I'm reading even more. This home makes you feel good. It's warm and inviting. It's private yet close to everything Manasquan has to offer. It's great. It's a great insight.
That would draw me in.
Yeah, I would want to learn more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, too bad we can't click that. All right. So when you are sharing your insights, you can boost them. Now, I want to talk to you about this, Lucy, because you're our local expert and you're the one who does all of the boosting for posts that we do on behalf of agents when we've done specials and that sort of thing. So can you tell me, like, what have you seen if an agent spends $5 to boost an insight post on Facebook? What are the results? How many people does that reach?
Well, what's amazing about Facebook, you post something, it'll reach, your friends or your followers, however many that has. But, you just give it $5, choose your targeted audience, whether that's by location, what they're interested in, age, different demographics, etc. And then just give it $5. For example, in San Francisco, you can reach, roughly 800 people for just $5. Wow. Imagine giving it $10, $15, however many you want, or however much you want. It's, doesn't take much to really expand your sphere and reach more and more home buyers.
then you're seeing a lot of click-throughs with people who are boosting.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
I think this is great because when you're sharing, when you use the social solution on Relola and you share to your social channels, you're staying front and center in front of your sphere, right? And you're constantly validating that you're working in a market. People know that they should contact you. You're top of mind for people who are connected with you in some way, and you're very referable. So if somebody's looking for an agent, they are very likely to refer you because you're constantly showing all the legwork you're doing in the field. But what this does, for very little money, is reaches beyond your sphere.
Exactly. That's what's so great about it.
That is, like, you can't, like, imagine what people spend on ads. Like, they used to spend in the newspaper. Nobody looks in the newspaper anymore. But I mean, I would spend like $400 on an ad for a listing in the newspaper when I was working. And as an agent, I'm still working a lot. But now, just for $5 or $10, I can actually reach exactly who I want to be in front of.
Exactly.
And
it's much more targeted.
And it's compelling, and it's linking directly to me. So a newspaper ad isn't linking directly to me. It's actually getting recycled.
Yeah.
But this is for $5. I'm reaching 800 people. That's incredible. And it's linking to me.
It's linking.
Okay, so do this. And, we're going to make this even easier for you because I actually, like I said earlier, I was at Facebook this week, and the reason I was there was specifically to make it possible to automatically boost your insights through your Relola app into a targeted audience that's managed by Facebook. And I wanted to learn what they're doing and how they're coming up with audiences for real estate and how they're making sure that these ads are reaching people who are likely to buy or to sell in the near future. And they have all of these algorithms and a whole team devoted to making sure that their ads are reaching the right audience. So it's kind of like one and done, and you don't have to even think about it. So
yeah, it's great.
If you're a superstar agent with Relola, this will soon be a feature that's just embedded into your Relola experience. So something to know. Like I said, we're always rolling out new features, and we just give them to you. We don't charge more when they come along.
Exactly.
Okay, so do that. Boost your insights. And also, just make sure that you include a strong call to action in all of your marketing. And, of course, your insights are a marketing tool that are disguised, or really they're like consumer user-generated content for consumers that is really disguised, but truly it's a marketing tool, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. User-generated content, of course, is the #1 most desired and most valuable form of content sharing today. That's available. So you're already doing it. That's great. But make sure that when you're doing it and you're socially sharing it, you're putting in the information that will take it that next step further, so that someone actually connects with you or shares you with one of their friends.
Yeah.
So, this looks like it's a quote actually from that last agent's. Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's great. So, I mean, putting your phone number out there, super duper idea.
I mean,
but make sure you answer your phone.
Yes, you do answer your phone.
Okay, I just have to say this because I wasn't only at Facebook this week, but I also was meeting with Zillow, and Zillow has a call center that's dedicated to validating leads that they get, and then they call agents and basically set it up. They tee it up for a win.
Yeah.
And only 50% of the agents actually answer the phone when they're getting that call.
So that kind of stinks for the other 50% of the agents. It's a missed opportunity
right.
by not answering your phone.
Not that, yeah. So, anyways, answer your phone. And establish yourself in your farm area. So, are you farming a particular area? Are you doing postcard mailers, or are you I've talked to agents who are even door knocking. I'm not a fan. If you love door knocking, that's cool, but I don't, because it seems like it's a really inefficient use of your time.
Yeah.
If you want to have a compelling engagement with a particular neighborhood or even like a subdivision, make sure that you are sharing an insight and boosting it socially for every listing that comes on there. I mean, if you do this, you look like a freaking rock star.
It's true. I mean, you get your map.
This is our girl, Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney's
High five, Whitney.
awesome.
Whitney is an agent in the Arlington, Virginia area. So if you need to refer, if you have any clients moving to Arlington, please send them to Whitney. That actually brings up another point. Not only does this map that you've created instantly validate that you're a local market expert, that sellers should contact you if they're going to sell their home. I mean, think about how irresponsible it would be not to call Whitney if you want to sell your house, and it's right here.
Yeah.
Right? So you're a must call, obviously, for a seller. You're a obvious great agent for a buyer because you're on top of the local inventory and you know what's going on. But think about this. If you're an agent and you want a referral relationship with another agent, if I'm referring Whitney to my clients, I can show them this map and they will automatically know I'm giving them a great referral.
Exactly.
And if I'm looking for agents to refer to, I'm telling you right now, I do this all the time because as a person who's the CEO of a real estate tech company, people constantly look to me for referrals. The way that I find agents to refer to is looking at their maps on Relola.
I mean, it's, you know, the classic case of show and tell. You
Or
demonstrate, show, don't tell. You just demonstrate right there. All you have to do is look at the map and see that
so
they are good.
And that's why it's really important to make sure this map is on your Facebook business page and on your own website, displayed next to your profile.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I love this map.
Such a good one. All right.
Okay, so we have a to-do list for you. And then I'm going to open this up to questions. Take it away, Lucy.
All right, so just to kind of recap what we really talked about, you're going to want to start by buffing out your Relola profile. You know, so when home buyers and sellers do find your profile, they want to see your photo, know what you look like, include a bio, a little bit about yourself, and your contact info, of course, so they have a way to reach you, and your links to social, so we can do all the sharing that we've, you know, spent the last half hour talking about. And then, if you haven't already, you're going to want to set up your business Facebook page so that you can get the widgets and start sharing and start, you know, expanding your sphere with boosting your posts and whatnot. You're going to want to get the widgets installed on your business Facebook page and your website. Make that map really work for you. You know, show off your local market knowledge and demonstrate that you are the go-to agent in your area. And of course, download the free Relola app on your iPhone or Android so that you can complete your insights on the go.
That's great. Thank you. So it looks like we have a bunch of questions to answer. If you have questions, feel free to put them in line and we're going to get to them. So we have a question from Jim. We need to put our Facebook address in our profile for our Relola map to show up. Is that correct? Yes, Jim, that is correct. So there are two, your yes and no.
Yes.
Yes, make sure that your Facebook link, your Facebook address is in your profile because that's what's going to enable all of the automatic posting to Facebook when you share insights.
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick, Heather. A lot of agents will put their personal Facebook link instead of their business. You want to be sure that you're including the link to your business page, not your personal Facebook, because your widgets and all of this info that you're sharing, all of the insights you're sharing will be on your business page, not your personal.
Right. So if you have a personal page and you want it to show there, we're going to be adding a second field so that you can put it on your personal as well. Great question. Okay, but the other part, Jim, is if you want that map to show up on your Facebook business page, which I know you do, we need to give you a code or we can do this for you. And we go ahead and put it on the Facebook business page. It's a widget. So it's kind of it's an extra technical step. That's extremely simple to do, and we will make sure to follow up with you with instructions for that. And if you need help, Eden@relola.com. That's Eden@relola.com. She will be able to help you for sure. You have another question asking, have there been problems with postings of pictures of someone else's listings without permission? That is a fantastic question. I've been asked this a gajillion times, and of course we've done tons of research and are working with the National Association of Realtors to put out best practices for posting pictures. There is nothing illegal at all about posting pictures of someone else's listing. It's not, there's no violation of any kind in doing that. You can do that because you have permission to access the property. given your lockbox rights or however it is that you're getting in there. What you cannot do and should not do is post pictures of copyrighted material. That is illegal.
Yep.
Which means, I mean, there's very little that you would come across. You're not going to like open up books and start taking pictures of the pages in the books. Don't do that. And we also recommend, just as a best practices, not to post pictures of any people that aren't you, or any animals, or anything that's like particularly you would think would be private that you wouldn't want shared. So think of it like this is your own home. What would you want shared?
Yes.
For the most part, pictures should be to enhance the experience for the people looking online, and should be the pictures of the stuff that they want to see. But we have actually not had any problems. No one has ever complained about any of the pictures that have been added with the Relola apps. So thanks, Jim. Good questions. We have a question from Sam. Hello, Sam. The listing agent already puts hundreds of pictures on their own listings. How does the additional pictures taken by me, previewing as an agent, help here? Good question. All right, Sam, so here's what happens. When you add extra pictures, two things are going on. One is most of them don't include hundreds, but if they do, okay. If there are hundreds of pictures, maybe don't do it. But normally there's about 20 that we see on average.
Yes.
And you're probably going to have a different perspective. You might see that room with the dog room that isn't included in the MLS. So if you see something at a listing that is not included in the MLS photos and you like it, or you think there's some reason to share that image, please do. The other thing is when you're sharing the pictures, you're tagging them and you're associating. So now you've got a picture. You've got this picture was shared by Sam and it's from this location. And all of that information is something that Google crawls and knows. Mm-hmm. So eventually over time what would happen, what I recommend is with your pictures that you tag the neighborhood or tag the address, or which is kind of automatically done just by creating the insight, so that when someone does a search and those images, you know that tab on Google that says images, the images that you have shared are going to come up associating you with that property and that neighborhood and that zip code and that price range. And so you're establishing this SEO trail that's permanent. It will never go away. So that's my answer.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, good. We have, just going to interject, we have a few questions here, and we're going to have to kind of be selective.
Yeah, if anything's overlap, we will just answer at once. But this is another great question from Sam. I'm really interested in having Relola. How will this work with my existing website? I'm not clear if it works on an existing website. Okay, Relola will work on any website that has our widgets installed on it. Eden at relola.com is the gatekeeper to the widget code, and she's also somebody who can help set up an installation for your website. So yes, you can have your insights display next to listing results and display next to your profile on your very own website. So we'll get you going with that.
Yes.
Somebody asked if it's Glenn, hi Glenn, to confirm voice-to-text capability for the overall impressions, features, opportunities, and neighborhood sections of the insight form on mobile. Yes,
correct.
Your mobile apps are completely voice-to-text capable. And Glenn is asking, the boost is $5 to $10 per insight or for all insights. Glenn, that is actually not something that's done through Relola today. It's done through Facebook. So it's nothing to socially share your insights on Relola. Whatever your account level is, that automatically will happen at no additional cost. Our recommendation is that you go in to your Facebook account, your business Facebook account, and set up a target audience and boost to that audience. And it will be per insight, and it can be any amount of money you want to spend. The 5 to 10 is going to Facebook directly.
Yes.
Okay, Rich. We love Rich Blessing, and he has some questions. When completing an insight, do you advise the use of hashtags for key SEO words? No, I don't think so. Right, Lucy? We don't see that.
Yeah, for completing insights, no, I wouldn't. You have the opportunity to tag, to select keywords to include with your insight. tag those keywords, but we wouldn't recommend really including any hashtags in your insight.
Yep, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Nope.
Does it matter if it's a Facebook fan page versus a business page? That, Judy Everhart, that is a great question. I think the answer is no, but we're going to follow up with you because I'm not totally sure about that. Lee asks, do you have any plans to post additional social platforms like Instagram, for example? Lee, yes, 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 yes. We love Instagram, and Instagram currently is not. They don't have an open API that allows that kind of posting, but it's something that we're talking with them about. Again, I have close connections with Facebook. Facebook recently bought Instagram, and we're working to make this happen. So I can't wait to make this dream come true.
That'll be really exciting.
So make sure that you're staying on top of our blog posts and you're signed up for our email updates, because as soon as we have Instagram functionality, we will let everybody know about it.
Yes.
Another question from Erin. How do I get access to all the listings in my area through Relola? Is it an IDX feed? No, Relola is not an IDX feed. We are a syndicator of MLS data, and we get it from a variety of sources, including broker direct. So brokerages feed us their listing data. We get it from MLS direct, and we get it from ListHub. We're currently working with another provider who is going to make sure that we have full coverage in the top 100 markets in the United States. So if you're feeling like your area doesn't have all the listings that you're looking for, don't worry, that's going to be coming soon, and that's another reason to stay on top of your email updates from Relola, because very soon we're going to have nearly 100% coverage in the United States. Very excited about that. A question from Karen. What if the seller or listing agent has a problem with you reviewing their house and or the review itself? Very good question. Relola has embedded a flagging system so that if anybody violates our rules of conduct about social sharing or content sharing, then you can remove any comments or insights that are inappropriate. If a seller has a problem, we probably will just remove it. Just, we want to play nice. We're not out there to stir up any trouble. To date, out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of insights that have been shared using Relola, we've never had someone actually ask us to remove it.
Never. Right? That's great.
So agents are, they're happy with it, because when you share insights about a listing, you're actually helping get that listing sold.
Exactly.
And so with sellers want to sell their house probably more than anybody. A question from Jason. Why are some of the homes I'm showing not showing up on Relola? Jason, yes, they are. It's because your area might not have full coverage, but don't worry, you will have it soon. Please stay on top of our updates. We're getting there. Karen has asked, can we do a video with pictures? Can it be uploaded into the Relola app? Karen, you are totally on top of it. You should join our dev team.
Yeah.
This is something that we are currently getting the requirements for. We are going to do a couple of things. One is make it so that you can actually add video, and the other is so that you can take the insight that you've created and we'll make it turn into an automatic kind of slideshow style video with the overlay of your text and that sort of thing. So this is all in development right now. And again, if you're a Superstar member of Relola, this will all become just part of your package as soon as it's released.
But right now, yes, you can upload photos through the app. When if you pull up the app on your phone, you write your insight. At the end, there will be an option to add additional photos, and you can take those photos and upload them to your insight through the app.
So thank you, everybody, so much for your fantastic questions and for attending our webinar. We will be following up with you by emailing this webinar and all of the tips and tricks to make sure that you succeed with your Relola account.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.